What's up, everyone? I hope you all having a blessed day, afternoon, or night, wherever you may be in the world. And I would like to say thanks for stopping by the channel and checking out today's video. If you're enjoying the content that you're seeing here, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button that's currently sitting below the video. It'll only take you a second. And make sure to hit the bell icon so that you can stay up to date with everything Midnight Suns related here on the channel. Now, today's quick topic will be us talking about if whether or not Midnight Suns would be as difficult as XCOM, the other strategy-based game from Firaxis. Now, XCOM is a game that's known for being the cream of the crop of strategy-based games, right? It's a pillar of the genre. You can't talk about strategy games without it being in the convo in some way, shape, or form. When it comes down to the games overall, the systems are way more in-depth than anything that you'll find in Midnight Suns to begin with for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons being that the games were built on completely different systems. Now, Midnight Suns, the intention was to initially build it on top of what they already had established with XCOM, but due to many and various failed attempts, they decided to just scratch and they made a whole new system. So for those veteran players and for any new people that might be getting into XCOM like myself just for the fun of it, playing XCOM with the intention of trying to get ready and preparing yourself for Midnight Suns is a very bad idea, because I can promise you these games are going to play nothing alike. There's going to be nothing alike other than the fact that they come from the same company and they're both in the same genre. That is it. Now, XCOM, you have control over everything it is that you do from top to bottom. Your base, your HQ as you call it, would be the Avenger, which is a mobile alien base with an ant farm-like structure to it. As you progress throughout the game, you're going to be upgrading that base consistently. Upgrading that base is important because in Midnight Suns, where you primarily just focus on building your friendship level and your bond with the other characters and then focusing on their cars and their abilities in terms of the upgrading aspect, XCOM is on a completely different level. The ship affects everything from one room giving a bonus to another room, or simply just another room getting free power. Right? You're going to be spending resources to build training centers, proving grounds, infirmaries, and more, which are incredibly vital to your characters and your gameplay in terms of gaining new abilities and bonds, healing your wounded characters twice as fast, and decreasing your project building time by 50%, because these build times for these projects can last up to 21 days. And healing your wounded characters twice as fast is incredibly important, because in XCOM there is a thing known as permadeath, whereas if one of your characters dies, they're done for that campaign. You're not going to be able to get them back. Permadeath is not in Midnight Suns, gladly, but it just goes to show how easy it's going to be from its predecessor already, just based off that alone. Now, it has way more upkeep compared to Midnight Suns, where your base just simply expands and unlocks as you progress through the story, and that's just like the base alone. When you come to gameplay, it's a whole different ball game because it requires a different way of thinking in both games. In Midnight Suns, you can see the entire field laid out in front of you, like as you see now. You know exactly what's going to happen, so your thinking process is a bit easier because there's less risk involved whenever you make your actions than XCOM, because in that game you can lose within the first 3 minutes because you decided to hide your last 3 units next to a truck that ends up blowing up and wiping out your entire team and loses you the mission. This happened to me like twice, and I was extremely heated trying to figure out what the hell happened, right? To put this in a much simpler term, both games have something that is known as a randomness system that can be broken down into 3 different parts, which is a game state, decision, and result. Now, the randomness mechanic in Midnight Suns is known as an input randomness, where the random factor will always come in before the players make a decision, and the player will act on the available information, and it's always going to be a fixed choice. You know exactly what's going to happen. So like, for example, if the hunter decides to play a card and they choose to heal Spider-Man, it's going to heal Spider-Man. There's not going to be a chance for it to miss. There's not going to be a chance for it to go wrong. You know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to heal him, and then if you play the Spider-Man card, he's going to attack next. It's that simple. With XCOM, however, it's a bit different because the mechanic there is known as output randomness. That means that you essentially don't know what the next move will be. It could be as simple as you taking out a single enemy, or as simple as you making a simple move to take out one alien, and because you moved one character to take out that alien, another guard ends up flanking your entire squad. And then they they toss a grenade that ends up wiping out everybody. So in hindsight, right, input randomness means that the result will be fixed, and output randomness means that the result will be random. Just so y'all get that. Now, Midnight Suns ensures that whatever you perform next will happen at 100%. In XCOM, there are different factors that add up to a total percent, which means that you have a chance to hit or miss, and if you miss, that could pretty much just be it for you right there. There's a high percentage of you hitting, high percentage of you missing. It's that simple. Now, the strategy game genre can be quite hard to get into, but there are some games that can serve as good entry points, and Midnight Suns seems to be the next good entryway into the genre. But even though the card system does have a deep layer to it, definitely, it's also not enough to overwhelm any newcomers and drive them away due to it being too difficult to pick up. Sidebar very quickly, just to further express that point, I've seen multiple people not like Midnight Suns for multiple reasons. If strategy games are not your thing, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. I understand that. It's fine. But simply just going out of your way to hate it because, oh, the game looks too difficult, a game shouldn't be this hard to learn, I don't want to think when I play. A lot of these are the same people who will spend 17 hours fighting Millennia from Elden Ring, from a genre of games that's known for being notoriously hard and punishing players for making bad mistakes. And the funny thing is, Elden Ring is actually one of the easier games in that series. Bloodborne is actually the hardest, and that came out years ago. My point there is, if you have the mental fortitude to sit there for 17 hours and take a beating trying to get past one boss, if you really put your mind to it, I feel like you could have the mental fortitude to pick up on a strategy game and have a good time with it, right? It's just that's my whole take on that. Now, it's incredibly easy to pick up the wrong game, and at that point, you having a bad time is all but avoidable. But Midnight Suns takes that into account in various ways, because you have superhero fans who have never touched a strategy game before, and vice versa. So if you are a fan of both or either, this will be a game that you can step into and have a great time with, and not necessarily have to worry about every minor detail. If you make this action, this could cause half of your entire team to get wiped, and then you cannot use them for the rest of the campaign. That is not something that you have to worry about here. So after doing my extensive research on Midnight Suns and spending some quality time with XCOM to get a better understanding of it, I can honestly say that no, it will not be as difficult as XCOM. And that's a good thing, because it gives the game more room to grow and less room for errors and backlash. As newcomers can try this, the game can get more exposure, and the game can get more of a chance from the general populace, right? Now, with all of that being said, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys had a great time. If you've agreed or disagreed with anything that I've said here, let me know down in the comments below. Let's start a dialogue. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll never miss out on any of my future videos, especially my Midnight Suns related ones. And I will catch you guys in the moonlight. Peace.
Trying to do it big, trying to live life. Pull it to the club with the bottles on ice. Be the back end by the end of the night. I'm an artiste, a social light. Trying to do it big, trying to live life. Pull it to the club with the bottles on ice. Be the back end by the end of the night. I'm an artiste and a social light.